very important in last epoch is to actually enter the empowered monoliths as fast as possible, because the efficiency goes through the roof and keeps scaling afterwards. You do this by completing the normal timelines here on the right side. You don't need any of the ones on the left. You don't need Fall of the Empire, Bloodfrost, and the Solar Lands. They are completely unnecessary for the normal monolith part. So you literally just focus down on the right side with the Fall of the Outcasts, Black Sun, Ending the Storm, and then Reign of Dragons, and then the 3 at the top. Then you go into the middle part to this thing right here. You unlock Empowered, and that is where the grind begins. Now, how do you go fast through the monoliths themselves? Very important here is when you do the echoes, is that you are going to actually look at the web that you have, and then you are going to just go into one direction because you want to get and feel the stability. As soon as the stability reaches this point right here, you will be able to do the quest echoes. One here, and the third one is the boss. You do not need to fill the bar, but you need to go to this third step right here. You do this by going as far from the middle, from the starting area as possible, because the echoes that are way further out are giving you more stability. So obviously you want to go into one direction and as far away as possible. Another way of pushing your stability up very fast is the so-called Glyph of Envy. As you can see right here, it is going to destroy an item and then siphon its power into the most recent monolith timeline to then increase the stability. So very important here is it is very effective if you have never completed the timeline and it is not empowered, but it still works in those that you have completed, and it also works in empowered. This is basically to super juice your alts right through the early monoliths, for example, but it can still be used on your main. No matter if you're using this on the normal monoliths or also on the empowered. You are going to find the Glyph of Envy first, and then you need items that have a T4 mod. So for example, this physical resistance right here is going to be upgraded and is going to consume the Glyph of Envy. And when we click here, you can see that stability is going to empower the Age of Winter, because that's what I was. This is 0 stability right now because I'm at the cap. Don't worry about that. It is going to add quite a lot of stability to your timeline, depending on if you have completed it, or if you are in empowered, it's going to be a little bit less. So around about 200 for the empowered ones, and then it's going to instantly super juice the ones that you have not done yet and are not empowered. So that is an extremely important tool throughout your whole character's progression. In the echoes themselves, it's actually really important to go fast towards the objective so that you can actually complete more echoes per hour, so to speak. Then what's also really, really good in Season 2 now are the arenas. I have usually not done the arenas whatsoever, but the arenas are now absolutely cracked, especially if you have a build that is rather on the slower side. The arena is actually super efficient for you because the mobs are running super fast and are running towards you. So you don't even have to play around being fast because the mobs are fast for you and coming to you. So that is actually a really nice thing that they have changed with Season 2. Then on top of that, you also have the Weaver tree, which you can kind of manipulate a little bit into helping you out with that. Namely, you can go here and you can path to the left side. With the Call of the Duelist, you are going to increase the arena echo spawn chance. So if that's a strategy that you are going to follow, that is definitely something that I would recommend when you have one of the slower builds. If you're playing Umbra Blades Falconer, this is not for you. Whereas if you're playing Judgment Paladin, just like I am, you are not really moving super fast. That is then going to help you out. With Season 2, you also have the cemeteries available for you. These are basically only used when you want to apply woven echoes to your maps. These are going to give you skill points that you can then put in the aforementioned Weaver tree. So if you think you want to run one of those woven echoes right here, if they have one of the green pluses at the top right, then these will give you a talent point for the Weaver tree. Therefore, it makes sense to go to the cemetery and then be able to place these woven echoes. Very important here is though that you don't want to just place all of your woven echoes onto the map, because don't forget that you are, depending on where you are in empowered or in normal monoliths, you are going to, in normal monoliths, leave the timeline around this stability level. So if you place way more than the stability that you need, then you are going to waste the woven echoes. So take a look at how much stability is left and place woven echoes accordingly. Same applies to the empowered monoliths, where if you are going to reset the timeline with the shade that is on the outside of the timelines, then you obviously would also reset the woven echoes. So make sure to double check your stability and how much time you will have left in that particular timeline before resetting or before going to the next one when you place the woven echoes. Why would you enter the woven echoes? That is basically only to enchant your idols that you have here. As you can see below the suffixes, I do have the enchants that basically work just the same as the Weaver's Will, but on the idols. So this way you can actually get more stats on your idols, and these can become quite powerful if it hits the same thing over and over again. For example, right here, I was very lucky of finding the perfect idol that I need with very high rolls, except the suffix, but that's fine. And then I was also able to get the correct enchantment that also hit itself all the time and went up to tier 6. So that's actually amazing. In the tombs, your only objective is to go to the boss and kill it, and then you can actually do the enchanting, or in the cemetery you can place down the woven echoes. With one gaze of Orobis up here, you will actually have already found the echoes right here, which are from the Shade of Orobis. These are going to be used to capture or consume the gaze of Orobis to exchange that for corruption. So this is the way of how you are going to get up in corruption, but it is going to reset your whole web. So make sure that you have all of the stuff that you wanted to get, and then do this one right here to reset the web, and then you are going to start out at the beginning again and can go out and further. You need to go and do the quest to get to Orobis. For this, you need to defeat a Harbinger at corruption level 100, which you will instantly have when you enter the empowered monoliths. Then you will need to do one on 125, 150, 175, and so on and so forth. The good thing about this is you do not need to grind up the corruption from 100 always. The more corruption another timeline has, so for example, in my case, the Age of Winter, for example, has 309, and this one has 227. If you have a stark difference between two timelines, then actually doing the consuming the gazes by killing the shade, you can see at the bottom right, you are actually going to get bonus corruption, and the bonus corruption is going to be way more with how much more with how much further away the current timeline is from the one that is your highest. I'm currently on the way to hardcore level 100 to actually face the challenge of Uber Aberoth. If you want to see how that one is going to work out with how it has been praised in terms of difficulty, then I suggest you check out the Twitch. That is going to be linked down in the description. And if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.